Alright, and we're here, we're alive, and we're about to get on to the next segment, and we are about to beat this game, I believe. I just have a feeling that we're about done. And yeah, we're about to go ahead and kill Eveline because she has been such a bad little girl. Oh, she has been so naughty. And we are about to get her done with. Oh, burner fuel. Just as we need that, right? We need more burner fuel. What exactly can we do with that? As if we don't have enough stuff as it is. It might serve a purpose, but I have too much stuff. I'm gonna put that back. There's no way I can possibly fill anything else in here. But I am so interested. I am so ready to play this on the hard mode. This has definitely great replayability. Alright, we don't need that ammo because I don't even have any. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna make another Resident Evil like this. Knowing Resident Evil, they make games in segments of the same way of playstyle, so I probably won't be surprised if they do decide to do it. Because the fact is, I know that a lot of people actually like this game, based off the reviews that I've seen so far. Alright. Oh! There we go. I got plenty of ammo. I can do that. Oh! What? Oh! I don't even know why I even bother. Oh! What? Alright. No! No! Wait a minute. I didn't want to do that. Just have to keep doing up, huh? It's all good because I got plenty of ammo, baby. I wonder where the heck am I going? I don't have enough space. I think this is the end, fellas and ladies. Guess I don't need it really. Or maybe I do. It's alright. I got too much stuff. Which I probably don't even need. Even at normal mode, it was pretty challenging. I must say, I know I'm probably gonna die a lot in the hard mode, but I know I can beat it. I'm kind of deciding if I'm going to do commentary on the Madhouse mode or if I'm not. Because I need to give that some attention and some focus. Oh my gosh! happened to Lucas? Just disappeared out of somewhere. Ah! Whoa! Whoa! Here we go. That's how we do it. Hmm. I didn't mean to use my hands bullets. What the heck? I thought it was something there. I was kind of paranoid. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Oh, wow. Oh! Oh! What? Oh, wow. You can't even do anything. Ah! You don't have any hands. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Dang sure. What are you gonna? Oh, you got hands. You might actually be a threat. I have to kill you immediately. Oh yeah. All right. I'm actually curious what's down here, because we didn't even do any exploration or anything. At least I need to know what's ahead, so when I do play this again, I at least know what to look for, and just avoid all areas, if anything, that does not have anything. Yep, I think we're all set. Oh, what's down here? Shotgun shells. Yeah, see, the thing is that this game has so many different ways of exploration. I like the fact that not everything was in the house as I originally suspected. I did an unboxing review on this, and I talked about that because I was actually concerned, but knowing Resident Evil, just my luck, and I just thought that maybe perhaps there was no bombs in any of these boxes. You know that Lucas is alive. So And we have just about enough health for a lot of things. Alright. Alright, so it's sent. Friday, January 16, 2015. Thanks to you guys, it's been about a week since my head's been clear and back to normal. And she still thinks she's got me. You guys really need to work on fixing that. Not only does she looks like a little kid, but she's about as stupid as one too. Mom and Dad are still totally under though. I was wondering, is this whole family obsession something you guys programmed into her? It's kind of effed up. November 4th, 2015. This BITCH Mia is still somewhere in between Eva La 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 Land and reality. She gets really violent, so I locked her up in a cell. I thought maybe Evelyn would get mad since Mia's her favorite and all, but she doesn't seem to care. She actually goes and visits her sometimes. She thinks Mia's her mommy. Like I said, your bioweapon is effed up. Evelyn's family is obsessed. Evelyn's family obsession is getting out of hand. She's making everyone kidnap more and more a-holes off the street to add to her freak show of a family. Maybe she's getting tired of Mia not coming around. But it's a pain in the butt for me because I gotta clean up the mess whenever someone new comes along. What? And by the way, Evie's looking sick or something. Her skin is getting all wrinkly and she's getting gray hairs. Is that supposed to happen? It's almost like she's getting old all of a sudden. Wow. What? This report details the symptoms that appear when the bacterium that grows inside of the E-series affects a human. Be sure to read this document thoroughly before dealing with E-series weaponized assets, whereafter referred to as mold. And initial infection. The mold engesses nutrients from the subject's body to promulgate itself and slowly take over cells within the body. As a side effect of this, the infected subject gains remarkable regenerative abilities. During experiments, we removed arms, legs from the test subjects and found that they were able to cap the mutated limbs in a matter of minutes. Mid-stage infection. Once the mold reaches the brain, the subject's thoughts become in tune with those of the E-series assets. The subject starts to hear things and experience hallucinations, and soon comes under complete control of the E-series assets. If this state continues, the host will lose all sense of ego. Complete affection. After every cell in the body has been taken over by the mold, the subject begins to lose their human form. Physical mutations differ from case to case, but all results in him or her acquiring incredible physical strength. Containing a subject at this stage would be extremely difficult. Man, it's some Mojo Jojo going on around here, man. 10 minutes after dose, death. E-noxotoxin E-series dosage test. 5 minutes after dose, vomiting. 12 minutes after dose, cell classification. What the heck? Target acquired? E-noxotoxin destroys cells and enemies subject based on the E-series bioweapon model. Used only to dispose of E-series assets, the toxins must be stimulated before use. Do this by placing a sample of the E-series cells into the non-toxin container. Alright, so I believe, just as in every Resident Evil, there is a serum that you gotta use to kill the big boss. Do I gotta read all this? Wonderful. This project was investigated in 2000 as one of the several concepts for the company's Nexobas, Next Generation Experimental Battlefield Superiority, anticipative, working with technical assistance from HCF to develop a bioweapon for neutralizing combatants an E-massive with mineral direct contact. Nexibus was later folded and all its assets diverted to this project. What makes this project remarkably different from conventional weapons is its ability to turn enemy combatants into allies, converting hostile elements into willing servants. Wow. Since this effectively eliminates the cost of not only POW handling but also combats itself, it's no wonder we had an even length organization chopping at the bit to get on board. The project would never have been existed were if not for the discovery and blank of blank. The remarkably progress variant of evolution fungus that we commonly term the nucleosate. I don't know what that means. The fabrication method for each bioweapon was to introduce the microcyte genome to a pre-stage 4 human embryo and perform cultivation in a controlled environment over a period of 38 to 40 weeks. The resultant organizations were referred to as candidate specimens and graded based on usability from the impractical and faulty Series A through D to the perfected E series. A common appearance was selected for the bioweapons, that of a roughly 10-year-old girl to ensure ease of blending with the urban rich refuge populations. The first E series specimen, named Evelyn, has proved capable of secreting the mactucyte, mutant blanking from her tissue at will. It is also a note that Evelyn's mactucyte, Mactium I can't pronounce that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Imposed a profound control over her body and mind, introducing into a host organism. We still have a lot to learn about the mechanism by which Evelyn achieves and maintains this control, but the working theory is that the vector is similar to autoinducer pheromones used for quantum sensing and Sesudona bacteria. Evelyn's control is inverting in a series of decide stages, the first which is hallucination. Almost immediately after affection, the subject begins to see images of Evelyn, though she is not in fact there, and even hear her voice, which is inaudible to anyone else. Auditions with affected subjects throughout the stages of infection reveal that at first the phantom Evelyn appears to be a normal young girl, sometimes desiring companionship or assistance. As time progresses, she begins to making more and more extreme demands, including self-mutation and attacks on other people. The psychological shock this induces helps to break down the mind's natural barriers to Evelyn's brainwashing effect. And by the time mental control is achieved, the mutant infection has progressed throughout the body cells. So the body brain. Yeah. Okay, so basically this is a test subject that we have basically what I just read is a test subject on Evelyn. That's the project. More reading. I need to read all this. Okay, so Evelyn's functions also includes the ability to form organisms from mycelia, the fungus filaments. The term organism is used loosely here. Strictly speaking, they are superorganisms formed of countless mycelia. What's important, though, is that they exhibit a strong survival instinct and will defend themselves fiercely with the slightest provocation. Their fungus toughness and remarkable strength gives them significant battlefield potential. The researchers have been calling them superorganisms, the molded of a mold, and also molded as in a shape. The name has a certain elegance to it. For the treatment of accidental infections, performing blank on samples of Evelyn's body tissue produces unique fungocentrial serum. Administering the serum to be an affected subject will cause the mycelia to calcify, but if the subject cells are already largely invaded, the serum will be fatal. Since the treatment window is so small, the serum's primary use is therefore disposal of infected subjects rather than a cure. And exploring the serum's potential, we have found that subjecting it to blank would enhance its effects to extreme potency of becoming a compound what we now call necrotoxin, which blank in even tiny amounts. What's been interesting to observe in Evelyn's behavior is her obsession with the concept of family. In experiments, we have found on multiple occasions that affected subjects were compelled to act as her mother or father, or treating her as if she really is their daughter. Why did she settle upon family as a theme of her mental control? This is just speculation, but it could be that she instinct, instinct, instinctively understands that a family unit is better suited to blending into social groups than a lone girl. On the other hand, well, a sentimental sort might suggest that she's making up for a perceived lack of love and her quandared upbringing of parents' love. Alright, so as they're doing here, this corporation, whatever, which I don't know what it is yet, but has been doing an experiment on Evelyn, which is a test subject on this virus. And she is basically, in the terms of what we're reading, is that she is basically the equal serum is basically a test as a form of test subject that is allowing you to be able to control the mind and as well as create control mutants, in which that has basically did with Evelyn, and that was just a test subject. But basically, she got out of control, and obviously, we're basically in this situation right now where she is now having to be contained. So they created a virus based off test subjecting that they can basically go ahead and not necessarily kill her, but this necrotoxin actually reverses the effects of the actual virus itself. So it actually would destroy Evelyn if it's injected in her, because there's no cure for the serum there's no cure for the actual there's no cure for the actual test subject. It's basically a virus that they have created to create control. I hope I broke that down as simple as I can, but for the most part, this is just a repeated issue that we have had in other games, which some freak show decided to create a control subject, which they thought can basically, for whatever reason, control it. It got out of control, and now we're in this situation and predicament now where we're having to basically get rid of the thing that has been out of control. So yeah, from what I know so far, this is basically has been a freak show incident that we known for Resident Evil to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. I believe this is the last part.